Hello and welcome to this Club Zone update, in which we're going to be exploring the thorny topic of underinsurance. Now, once again, I'm joined by Ben Bennett from Gallagher. Now, we're all aware that the cost of living and raw materials is rising, but what does this mean for the insurance policies we have in place for our clubs? Now, Ben, thanks for joining us. So the first question for me is about whether the economic conditions that we've been experiencing over the last year or so has had any effect on property reinstatement costs, and should this be taken into account when we're considering the adequacy of cover that we've got in place in our clubs?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Gareth. Effectively, the ongoing conditions and the current rate of inflation that we have in the UK, as you say, over the last 12 to 18 months has significantly risen, meaning in simple terms that the cost of purchasing building materials is now significantly higher than the equivalent cost would have been, say, 2 years ago. With that in mind, it's vital that all policyholders and purchasers of insurance for property ensure that they set their required levels of cover at an appropriate sum insured to reflect these changes, and ensure that effectively that they can therefore then avoid, as you say, the thorny topic of underinsurance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's pick up on underinsurance there. Can you clarify exactly what this is, please, and how might an RYA affiliated club or an RYA training centre take steps to avoid this situation?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in simplistic terms, underinsurance occurs when it's deemed by insurers following a claim for a partial or a total loss situation that the sum insured is less than the actual cost of reinstating your property. Now, this could result in serious financial losses for the organisation concerned, and therefore, with that in mind, we at Gallagher regularly ask our clients to reassess their true reinstatement value of their property.
Okay, so what could be the situation in the event that there is a claim and then a property is deemed to have been underinsured?
Yeah, so I guess essentially this is a scenario, first and foremost, that any club or recognised training centre should absolutely avoid at all costs. In the event of underinsurance, the policyholder will be deemed responsible for a proportionate percentage of the claim. To use an example, if say the property is deemed to be 25% underinsured, the insurers will effectively only meet 75% as a maximum of that claim, and the remainder will be the responsibility of the policyholder. This effectively, in insurance terms, is known as the application of the average clause. And as I said earlier, this could really have a very, very difficult or catastrophic outcome for clubs and training centres, and really, therefore, has to be avoided.
So it's absolutely clear we need to avoid this situation, especially given the rising levels of inflation that we've got at the moment. So should RYA affiliated clubs or training centres also consider reviewing the potential consequential financial losses that they might experience from damage to property in the same way as we've already discussed?
Yeah, absolutely, Gareth. It's a really key part for consideration. So things like consequential losses, such as lost revenue from clubhouse activity, can be covered by individual policyholders opting to include business interruption insurance. This is highly recommended. It forms a key component of Gallagher's RYA Club Combined policy. And BI cover can often prove to be a really important part of any property damage claim, providing indemnity to the policyholder, as I said earlier, covering any lost revenue directly resulting from a material damage or loss claim in the first instance. At Gallagher, we ask all clients to consider this carefully, consider the length of the indemnity period for which business interruption cover should apply. Often it will take a great deal longer than 12 months to reinstate buildings, for example. And certainly in the current climate, given that there's a difficulty in supply of contractors and materials, we really would encourage policyholders to consider that very carefully. In addition, it's very, really important, therefore, that an appropriate level of revenue is declared to insurers at all times, and also consideration given to other areas of business interruption available through the Gallagher policy, such as additional increased cost of working cover, effectively covering any costs over and above your normal operating costs that might be useful in the event of an insured claim. And so all of that really is something that we recommend very strongly that everybody has a good think about.
Okay, thank you. So I suppose finally and very importantly, what's the solution? How might an RYA affiliated club or training centre ensure that they keep ahead of current conditions and ensure the property is adequately insured and they avoid underinsurance?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfectly obvious question, but yeah, I mean, we at Gallagher recommend that to all of our clients that they seek professional advice, that they seek a professional valuation of buildings, a minimum every 3 to 5 years. That's always been a recommendation, more so right now than ever before. Professional valuers will consider, everything that I've already mentioned in terms of indemnity periods and adequacy of cover. And valuation surveys can effectively be acquired through any Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, RICS accredited valuation surveyors, who will usually provide you, if requested, with an on-site survey. Or alternatively, we at Gallagher are now able to offer a more cost-effective route for valuation surveys for our clients, and that is via a sort of what we call a desktop-based survey. So not an on-site visit. Everything is done online, and we can arrange that if required for our customers. We have a partner, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors partner organisation, who can provide that for you. And the cost of that service is a reasonably modest minimum of £177 and upwards, and we find that our clients are finding that really useful tool to be able to refer to. It will provide a professional valuation, obviously on reinstatement value, as well as also providing the client with a steer on appropriateness of indemnity period from a business interruption point of view. So all of that together, is an absolutely essential thing. So, fundamentally, professional advice is the way forward on all of that. Secondly, the good news at Gallagher is that we are vastly experienced in the provision of insurance cover to clubs and recognised training centres. We've developed a bespoke product to suit individual requirements, and we'd always encourage our customers to seek our advice and guidance if they're in any doubt over any of this subject matter that we're discussing today at any point. Whilst a professional valuation is recommended by Gallagher to determine the appropriateness of your cover, our team internally can help you make those appropriate amendments once that valuation's been provided, and provide specialist advice to you as and when required. I'd really just encourage everybody, whether you're an existing Gallagher policy holder or a club or an RTC that aren't insured with Gallagher, please do contact us at any point to discuss any aspect of your existing policy or what your future needs might be, and we'd be delighted to hear from you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ben. It's a really useful update and really useful opportunity to pick your brains on this one. So thank you for your time.
No problem.
Useful for all clubs to consider, I believe. So look, if anyone's got any further questions or requires advice regarding this matter or wider insurance matters, please contact the Gallagher team or, of course, the RYA legal team, and the contact details will appear on this screen shortly after we've finished talking. So just to wrap up, thanks for joining us. Do like, subscribe, and of course share, and have fun on the water. Thanks, everyone.